Alrighty, boys. So, my name is Shook. If you are new to watching my videos and you're on YouTube, come over to this subreddit. It's the DFS Sports subreddit. I make a post on here daily for NBA, NFL, etc. You can ask me whatever you want. I will always try to respond to you guys in time. Sometimes I won't be able to respond to everyone. Sometimes, I won't be able to respond in time because I'm extremely busy before and after lock. But I do try my best. As you can see, there's almost 400 comments on this post that I'm replying to everyone. So if I miss a few, just, you know, I do apologize. It's not my intention to, but usually I'll reply to like 99% of you and sometimes I'll forget like 1%. But yeah, you can ask me whatever you want. I'll try my best to respond to you guys. I post update news with all the injury news. There is a lot of injury news on this slate, so make sure that you refresh the page tomorrow because it's going to be a pretty crazy slate. There's a bunch of injury news that we are waiting for. And then if you want in-depth content with like player pools, cores, in-depth videos going over each slate, and a lot more, I'll have a link to my Discord in this in my post and in the description and the comment section to the YouTube post. So every day, excuse me. So every day I show you guys my results. So there's transparency. I show you how I'm doing. Is this it? It is. Yeah, I show you how I'm doing. So there's transparency. So, I think it's 2 losing days in a row, 2 or 3, I forget. But downswing might be here, boys. I was absolutely smashing after coming home from the hospital. I think I cashed for like 5 straight days, and now I've had 2 losing days, 2 or 3 losing days in a row. I don't really know, but I just made a terrible lineup tonight. Just really, really bad. The core that I had for Discord was John Morant, CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy the third, and Colin Sexton. John Morant absolutely broke the slate. CJ McCollum absolutely broke the slate. Can we talk about Trey Murphy? He doesn't play any fourth quarter minutes because the Pelicans are up and they don't need his offense out there, so they go with defense, which is completely understandable. But come on, man. Seriously? It just doesn't play any of the fourth quarter. He was absolutely breaking the slate too. But these 3 were in my core today. These 3 were needed. They were all in the optimal lineup tonight. Absolute smash. And then Colin Sexton was a core play for me. That might have, I don't know, man. Might have been a mistake. I don't know. I wanted to get to some Jazz exposure. As you guys know, I wasn't high on the spend ups for the Jazz. Like, I didn't like Laurie on this slate. I didn't like Mike Conley. I didn't like the Jordan Clarkson. The only spend ups that did anything was Mike Conley for the Jazz, and then Kelly Olynyk and Malik Beasley. Those were the only Utah guys that did anything. A few of you guys asked me on the post why I didn't like the Jazz, and I was like, I just don't like the Jazz. I don't like them. There's no reason they should have been chalked today, outside of the value. I like the value. If you listen to my public video yesterday, I liked the value. I just did not like the spend ups, and there was no reason they should have been chalked. They were terrible plays. Terrible plays, in my opinion. I think Laurie Markkinen was just a terrible play. So, yeah. But yeah, Colin Sexton, I don't know if it was a mistake making him core or not. He's played over 23 minutes for 8 straight games, and then finally tonight, I make him a core play. I play him for the first time all season. He just plays 17 minutes, just randomly, after playing over 23 minutes pretty much all season long. Just makes no sense. Just complete and utter bullshit. Obviously played Jared Vanderbilt as well. He had a floor game. I don't know why I played Jared Vanderbilt. He was like a last man in for me, but whatever. But my core absolutely smashed outside of Sexton. Then The Sacramento blowout just absolutely murdered my lineup. As you can tell, I stacked that Sacramento game for the night game. I had Seth Curry, I had Royce O'Neal, I had Sabonis. Just absolutely murdered me. Now, Royce O'Neal is probably going to murder me anyway. Sexton already did murder me, so I was probably dead already, but just unfortunate there. And then I didn't have Seth Curry here. Seth Curry at this ownership, I just think is bad. I think he picked up this much ownership because people got fucked with the Trey Jones and Nurkic news. I originally had Bassey here, and I was going to pivot to like Keita Bates-Diop or Drew Eubanks, depending on news, but both Trey Jones and Nurk were in, so I had to do something. So I was stuck with Royce O'Neal, Seth Curry. I probably shouldn't have played both together, but whatever. So that was the look back for today. Let's go over this slate. And Indiana at Charlotte, really good spot here for Indiana. Charlotte is, we're not going to do this today. It takes too long until I figure it out. Really good spot here up against Charlotte. Tyrese Haliburton is questionable. We're going to have to keep an eye on news on that. If he is in, I like him for GPPs. Obviously, it's a really good spot. Both these teams play fast. Both these teams don't play defense. If you want to do like a Tyrese Haliburton and LaMelo Ball pairing, I think that's a really, really good way to go about going about GPPs tomorrow. So if Haliburton plays, I'd like him even at that price tag. And I do like Miles Turner at 6.9K. Obviously, he's going to get ownership. It's a good matchup up against Charlotte, one of the best matchups in the league. He's going to get ownership because of that, but I'm fine playing him even at that price tag. So I do like Miles Turner. Buddy Hield, I think, is a solid option as well. Just the matchup makes me like a lot here. Like Haliburton, Turner, Hield, I think are all solid. I don't think I'm going to anyone else really though. If Haliburton is out though, that's going to be a usage bump to Turner. It's going to be a usage bump to Hield. It's going to be a usage bump to T.J. McConnell. And then we're just going to have to figure everything else out. So if Haliburton's out and T.J. McConnell starts, he's going to be an absolute smash value play. Like, he's going to be one of the best value plays on this slate. So would absolutely love T.J. McConnell if Tyrese Haliburton is out, assuming T.J. McConnell starts. I think Buddy Hield would become a pretty good play. I already would like Miles Turner, so I think he'd be solid as well. I think Mathurin gets a usage bump as well. I wouldn't hate him. So potentially a lot to like with Indiana tomorrow. Onto the Charlotte side of things. So phenomenal spot here. Just LaMelo Ball played 34 minutes last game. I'm expecting his minutes to go up here again. No Gordon Hayward. Dennis Smith Jr. obviously doesn't really impact things too much. So LaMelo Ball at the top, up against the Pacers. Just phenomenal spot here. I absolutely love LaMelo Ball for GPPs tomorrow. Terry Rozier at 8K, probably not going to get to at that price tag with LaMelo Ball back. I think Kelly Oubre is an interesting GPP option. They want to give this guy minutes, and he's playing huge minutes right now. Does have a low floor if he's not hitting his shots, but the ceiling is there, and it's one of the best matchups in the league up against the Pacers. So I'm fine with some Oubre, but I'm really just looking to LaMelo Ball here. I think LaMelo Ball is an absolute smash GPP play tomorrow. Plumlee at 5.9K, I don't think I can get to at this price tag, but he is in play. I think I prefer PJ Washington at 5.3K. I think PJ's minutes are just safer, and the price went down. I think this price tag for PJ might be a little bit too cheap, especially if you consider the matchup. So I don't hate PJ Washington, and I don't think I'm getting to anyone else. So on to the Minnesota side of things. So I don't really like much here, as you guys know. When everyone's healthy, everyone eats into each other's usage. No, I'm not chasing this D'Angelo Russell game. No, I'm not chasing this Karl Anthony Towns game. I think if you want to take a shot on Cat, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, D'Angelo Russell, McDaniels, be my guest. I think all are in play for GPPs, but I'm personally not going to be playing any of these guys. But yeah, I think they're all fine GPP plays. It's not, not the best spot, but I think it's fine. If you want to take a shot on one of them, be my guest, go for it. But I'm not going to go out of the way to play any of them pretty much. So, and look at this. Just what is this, dude? Is this the new Miami Heat from last year? Is this the Miami Heat from last year? What? Banchero questionable now? Wendell Carter Jr. questionable now? Marco Fultz out, Cole Anthony out, Isaac out, Wagner out, Gary Harris out. Like, what is going on here? So we'll go for both ways. If both are in, not much is going to stand out to me. I think I'm just going to pass on the Orlando Magic if both are in. Banchero, I think, is priced about right. Wendell Carter Jr. Don't like the matchup for him. I think he's overpriced with Banchero in. Same with Franz. Same with Bol. No value stands out to me. So if they are both in, just nothing stands out at all. Now, if Banchero is out and Wendell Carter Jr. is in, I still don't think I'm getting to much. I really don't. I think Okiki's playable, but at this price tag, he seems priced about right. So I don't think I'm getting to anything, even if Banchero is out. Now, if both of them are out, that's when we can consider things. So if both are out, I think Franz is playable. I think Bol, his minutes might be a little bit more secure. I think he'd be a fine option. Okiki would be fine, but the real value play here, who I think would start center, is Mo Bamba at 4.4K. If both of those guys are out, Mo Bamba is going to look like a very, very good value play. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that news. Outside of that, I don't think I'm probably going to get to anything else. Even if both guys are out, it's just like, yeah. I think Mo Bamba just would look really, really good, assuming he starts. I think Okiki would be playable. And then everyone else, Bol, I think would be solid. But yeah, so if both are out, Bol, I think is a good play. Okiki, playable. And then Mo Bamba would be a smash, assuming he starts. So yeah. OKC at Washington, good spot here for the OKC Thunder. SGA is just too cheap. This guy's been absolutely phenomenal this year. I don't expect that to change. Good spot against Washington. I'm all about it. I think SGA looks good. I don't have to explain why. The guy's just been phenomenal. One of my favorite players in the league. I think Giddey at 6.7K seems a little bit too cheap as well. A guy that can stuff the stat sheet. Has triple-double upside. These two are going to lead this offense. So I like both the top two guys here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Trying to figure anything else out for this Thunder team is just an absolute headache. Like, Poku, his minutes are all over the place. Can't trust him, but he's in play for tournaments. JRE played 30 minutes the night before, only 14 the next day. If you want to take a shot on him for GPPs, be my guest. But outside of SGA and Josh Giddey, it's really, really hard to trust anything else. So Bradley Beal is back. Thank God. So I don't have to touch this Washington team anymore. So with Bradley Beal back, nothing stands out to me. I think everything is just a pass for me. I think everyone's overpriced with how they priced everyone with Porzingis and Beal out. And then Porzingis came back. Beal was still out. So I think Washington is just a complete fade for me. I really do. So not going to go over anyone there. Here we go with the questionable Miami Heat. Dwayne Dedmon, questionable. Bam Adebayo, questionable. Like, what are we doing here? I think they're true questionable tags, though. I think one of Dedmon or Bam's going to play, but so if everyone's in, Miami's just a cross-off for me. It's not a good spot against Toronto. Toronto is very good defensively. Both teams play slow. Both teams play good defense. This is just not a spot that I personally want to attack. So if Bam is in, I think this is just a fade for me. Like, I think honestly my favorite plays, I think obviously you can consider Butler with no Tyler Herro. Like, Butler's been extremely good with no Tyler Herro. He does get a usage bump. Bam Adebayo's been good too, so you can definitely consider those two guys. But I think my favorite options would be the value. Like, Gabe Vincent's probably going to get more run with no Tyler Herro. I don't hate it. Caleb Martin obviously going to get pretty big run. I don't hate it either. But yeah, if Bam's in, not much really stands out to me. I'm not in the business of targeting teams that are going to play slow and play good defense together. I think just Bam, Butler, Gabe, Caleb Martin would be the options for me. Bam and Butler, if you want to get contrarian at GPPs, are fine options. But yeah. If Bam Adebayo is out, though, then that changes some things. So Butler would look good. Butler's going to have to do everything for this team. No Bam, no Tyler Herro. Just he's going to have to do everything. I would like Butler quite a bit. I think Kyle Lowry would be in play. Strus would be in play. The value obviously would be in play. And then assuming Dwayne Dedmon starts at center, he's a good point per minute guy. He's not a bad point per minute guy. And I'd assume we'd probably get over 20, 25 minutes from him. I think he'd become a pretty good value play. So I think that is it for Miami. Let's go over to Toronto. And I am just so tired of this team. Just send this team to the moon, please. So Fred VanVleet is questionable. Gary Trent Jr. is questionable. We'll go over both ways. So if both are in, probably just going to stay away. Like I said, I don't like targeting teams against Miami. If both are out, then yeah, you can consider Scotty. You can consider OG. You can consider Chris Boucher. We all know I'm going to fade tomorrow. Scotty's going to go for 70 fantasy points. But in all seriousness, these two guys are going to run the show. They both have upside. They have been terrible with those two out, but yeah. I have to say they would look good because they would look good. I don't care that they've had bad games. I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but Scotty and OG definitely would look good if those two are out once again. Just don't kill me, please. Please don't kill me. If those two are out, Chris Boucher has played 31, 28, and 31 minutes again at 6K. I think he's priced appropriately, but still has a ceiling. Wish the matchup was better. And then if Banton starts at the point again, you can definitely consider him even at this price tag. You know, he's just a guy that's going to stuff the stat sheet. Very good offensively as well. I don't hate him, but at 5.1K, he's not going to be a must play at that price tag. And assuming Thad Young starts again at the 5, he would be a pretty good value play, but not an absolute must at that price tag once again. Then if you want to go to Malachi Flynn off the bench at 4.2K, I wouldn't hate it. But yeah, let's go over to Boston now. So on the Boston side of things, Malcolm Brogdon is questionable. Marcus Smart is probable. Tatum, 10.9K seems too pricey for me, in my opinion. Jaylen Brown at 8.7K does seem priced about right. Marcus Smart priced about right. I think Al Horford might be my favorite option though on this team. He's been extremely consistent of late. Not the best spot against Capella, but the minutes have been there. 32, 33, 34, 32 minutes over the past 4 out of 5 games. So I think Al Horford's a fine option. The value I'm not getting to there is still priced up from when everybody was in fact out. So you guys know what I'm going to say with Atlanta. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, fine GPP plays. Clint Capella did still play 30 minutes with the Kongu back. So if we're going to get 30 minutes from Capella, I'm not scared against Boston. I'm not scared of Boston defensively with no Robert Williams. So I kind of like Capella for GPPs if we're going to get 30 minutes again from him. John Collins has been so bad this season. I don't think I can touch him at that price tag. And then Okongwu, you guys know the drill. Probably plays anywhere from 18 to 22 minutes. I think he's a fine value play. Let's go to Chicago. So same, you guys know what I'm gonna say here. Everyone eats into each other's usage. I don't play anyone on Chicago. I think they're all fine GPP plays. If you want to go to one, be my guest, but not much stands out to me on Chicago. So more news here. We have to monitor is Zion is questionable. I do believe he is going to play. If he does, same thing. I do like the spot here. I think Zion, Brandon Ingram, CJ, Jonas Valanciunas, everyone outside of Jonas Valanciunas are good GPP plays, but I think the prices really are appropriate. Herb Jones going to play huge minutes regardless. More out there for his defense, though, if you want to go there. I don't hate it. And then Larry Nance Jr. So 4.2K. He definitely did get extended today because Steven Adams got into foul trouble and Brandon Clark was out there more. So the Pelicans did go a lot smaller. They matched Brandon Clark's size. So Larry Nance definitely got extended. Let's just take a look at the minutes. Yeah, Larry Nance played 31. Jonas Valanciunas only played 14. And Jose Alvarado played 21. So we're not going to get that production from Larry Nance again. We're not going to get those minutes again. So pump the brakes a little bit with Larry Nance. I still think he's a fine value play. I still think he's a playable value play, but we're not going to get that many minutes again from Larry Nance. We're not going to get that level of production again from Larry Nance. And Jonas Valanciunas was in foul trouble as well, and they matched Brandon Clark's size. So I think normal minutes for Larry Nance is probably anywhere from like 20 to 25, maybe, or 18 to like 23, making him a fine value. But I don't think we need to do it on this slate. I think there just is much better value. And then if you want to go to Jose Alvarado off the bench, I think it's fine, but I don't think we need to do it on this slate. So then if Zion's out, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum both look good. Jonas Valanciunas does not get a usage bump with no Zion Williamson. He's not going to be playing more. They're still going to split the center minutes between him and Nance. I don't know why people were saying on Twitter that Jonas Valanciunas was going to play more. That is just completely wrong. He does not get a usage bump with no Zion. So do not play Jonas Valanciunas unless you want to take the gamble and lose more often than not. And then there will be some value. So Trey Murphy at 4.4K would be a pretty good value play if Zion is out. And then Najee Marshall at 3.4K gets a usage bump. He would be an okay value play as well. All right, last set of games here. Cleveland at Milwaukee. So Donovan Mitchell, I believe, is going to play. Jared Allen is going to be out. Up against Milwaukee, not the best spot, but with Mitchell being back, I'm probably off Mitchell and off Garland at these respective prices. But we got to talk about the bigs here. So no Jared Allen. Evan Mobley going to get a huge usage bump. Only shot the ball 4 times last game. I think that is definitely a bit of an outlier. I think the minutes were a bit of an outlier too. He was on pace to play like 38 minutes, and then they got benched in the fourth quarter. So because their bench made a run. So don't pay attention to these minutes. Don't pay attention to these shot attempts. That game was a complete outlier. Still went for 30 fantasy points. I really like Evan Mobley tomorrow once again here with no Jared Allen. Levert, no thank you at that price tag. I think Kevin Love's a pretty good play as well. I think Kevin Love's probably going to play around 25. That's Levert. Play over 25 minutes. Really good point per minute guy. So I like both the bigs here for Cleveland. The value, I don't think I'm going to get to anyone. Like Chetty played 28 minutes, but they did bench their starting, what is it called? They did bench the starters outside of Darius Garland in the fourth. Last game, so that impacted Chetty Osman's minutes. So I don't really think I'm getting to the value on Cleveland. So on the Milwaukee side of things, Drew Holiday is questionable. Chris Middleton is going to be out. Grayson Allen is doubtful, and Pat Connaughton is questionable. So I don't think much changes here for me with Drew Holiday being in or out. Same with Grayson Allen or Pat Connaughton. I think just for me on Milwaukee, it's Giannis, and that's it. It's a tough spot here. They have taken it easy on his minutes when coming back from injuries, so not much for Milwaukee for me. I think I just Giannis, and that's pretty much it. Tough spot here for Houston, so not much stands out to me. Dallas has been one of the better defensive teams in the league. Just, their wing defense, their defense in general has just been absolutely phenomenal. So, everyone on Houston is just contrarian plays for me. Like, I think everyone still has a ceiling. Like, Kevin Porter Jr. is still going to have a ceiling. Jalen Green's still going to have a ceiling. Just wish the matchup was a little bit better. I think Sengun, obviously, I think Sengun might be my favorite play. I think the matchup specifically for him is a lot better than it is for Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, and the rest of the starters. So if I'm going to go to anyone in Houston, it might be Sengun. Jabari Smith's is a little bit too pricey for me. And then I don't think we need to go to any of the value on this slate. There's just so much better value. One of Luka or Dinwiddie might be resting tomorrow. Spencer Dinwiddie and Luka Doncic combined to play 81 minutes tonight versus the Clippers on the first night of a back-to-back. Jason Kidd hinted one or the other might take a rest tomorrow versus the Rockets. So they obviously don't think they need Luka or Dinwiddie to beat the Rockets tomorrow. So they think one or the other is probably going to rest. If I had to guess, it would be Luka Doncic, which would take that rest. But we'll see. So this will just be a wait and see approach personally. So make sure you are on the Reddit. But if Luka plays in this matchup up against Houston, fire up all Luka. I think he'd look like the best spend up on the slate. It wouldn't even be close. If Dinwiddie plays at 7.1K, I think that's a little bit too pricey. Would no thank you. And then Dorian Finney-Smith's going to play huge minutes. How many minutes did Tim Hardaway Jr. only played 22 minutes with no Reggie Bullock? That is quite interesting. So, yeah. Just Luka at the top for me. That's pretty much it. Dorian Finney-Smith had a big game tonight, but I feel like if you're going to play Dorian Finney-Smith on the slate tomorrow, that feels definitely like chasing. But the good thing with Dorian Finney-Smith, he's going to play huge minutes. But if Luka sits, then Dinwiddie is going to look amazing. And I think that'd be it for me, to be honest. So we're just going to have to monitor that. That's just news we're going to have to be monitoring. So on the Knicks side of things, not the best spot, but I think Randall, Brunson, RJ are all firmly in play. I think Jalen Brunson's going to be my favorite option. He's just always going to be my favorite option. Going to play huge minutes, going to stuff the stat sheet. Uh, they're clear ball handlers, so I do like Brunson. I think Randall's playable. I think RJ's playable, but RJ's been god awful. If Hartenstein starts at center, I do like him. There is no Jokic tomorrow, so he'll be going up against like DeAndre Jordan, Najee, potentially small ball. So if Hartenstein starts at the 5 tomorrow, with assuming Mitchell Robinson is out, I really do like Hartenstein. We're gonna have to monitor if Mitchell Robinson is going to be out or not, though. Cam Reddish has been starting, but I don't think I can do it. If Jericho Sims starts at 3.3K, I think it'd be a solid value play. Would really like the matchup for him. So not a lot on the Knicks that I like, but I think it's okay. And obviously Jokic is out, so there's just plenty to like here with Denver. Like Jamal Murray, MPJ look phenomenal. Aaron Gordon, if he plays, looks great. Bruce Brown at 5.1K is playable with no bones. Not going to get to KCP, and then we're going to have to monitor who they start at the 5. Like, they can go Jeff Green, they can go Zeke Naji, they can go DeAndre Jordan. My guess is they go DeAndre Jordan, assuming DeAndre Jordan starts at the 5. He's going to look like one of the better value plays on the slate. Zeke Naji, he would look good even if DeAndre Jordan starts at the 5. I think he'd be a playable value regardless. And then if you want, like, you can go DeAndre Jordan if they start Zeke and just easy swap, but I think Zeke Naji would be playable regardless. DeAndre Jordan's not going to be playing 35 plus minutes, so I think regardless whether they go small, whether they don't, I think Zeke Naji and DeAndre Jordan both look like pretty good value plays. I'm obviously going to prefer who starts at the 5 though. Then obviously Jeff Green's probably going to get a boost as well, but he's playable. But yeah, and then if Aaron Gordon's out, MPJ and Murray are just going to look even better. And then, like I said, Jeff Green's going to get a boost. Just we're gonna have to monitor the starting lineup. We're gonna have to monitor Aaron Gordon is. So we'll come back to that and figure it out tomorrow. On the Warriors side of things, so Steph has been bad the last 2 games. That doesn't really bother me. Primetime game here, up against the Suns. Gonna play huge minutes, assuming the game stays close. I like Steph for GPPs, especially after being chalk here. Nobody's going to want to go back to him, so I do like Steph for GPPs. I like the main guys here once again. I think Wiggins and Poole are a little bit too pricey. I think Wiggins is fine. I think Poole is a little bit too pricey with Clay back. I think Draymond Green is fine at 6.1K. Going to play big minutes, can stuff the stat sheet. Clay has a ceiling if he's hitting his shots. You guys know the drill by now. Kevon Looney lost minutes last game due to the blowout, but I'm not worried about that. I think normally he's probably going to play around 25-ish minutes, especially up against DeAndre Ayton tomorrow. So, yeah, I think the Warriors are fine. And then odds is Phoenix Suns. So I'm expecting Chris Paul to be back tomorrow. He's been out for so long. I'm pretty much expecting him to play here. So we're going to go over to assuming Chris Paul is in. So assuming Chris Paul is in and he's not limited at 7.6K, I think he's fine. I think Booker would be a little bit too pricey for me with Chris Paul back. Campaign would be completely out of play. Bridges would be pushing it at that price tag. And then DeAndre Ayton at 6.1K, just, man, this price is extremely tempting up against the Warriors that are so bad against opposing bigs. So I do like me some DeAndre Ayton quite a bit tomorrow. With everyone else out, I still think Torrey Craig is viable at 4.3K, even if Chris Paul is back. But I'm not going to be going out of my way to play some Torrey Craig on this slate. But yeah, for the Suns, I really like Ayton tomorrow. I do. So I think that's it. I hope you guys had a good night tonight, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.